welcome to another video. If you're new, my name's Emma. I'm an illustrator based in Sheffield and these are my daily-ish vlogs. And if you're not new, you'll notice that I'm back in my studio. So I've just got back from a week on the Isle of Arran in Scotland where I was doing drawing and just having a lovely little holiday. If you want to see those videos, I did record some, so I'll try and link them up here somewhere. If they're not here, they'll be in the video description. So go and check those out if you haven't seen them already, because, you know, it might make you feel like you're on holiday and we all need that, don't we? But yeah, I'm back now. And this morning I had a dentist appointment to check out this filling. It seems all right. If you're interested, it seems all right. But now I'm back in the studio, and after the holiday, I've just dumped all my materials back in. So first things first, I need to do a little bit of a tidy. But before then, I want to show you something I found in a charity shop. Long-term viewers of the channel will know that I love collecting good children's books from charity shops. You can often pick them up for a song, and it's really good, like, inspiration. It's good to see what else is going on in the industry, and I just love it. It's nice to have some nice pretty pictures and stuff around. And with that in mind, let me show you. So I picked up this lovely book called Ali's Carousel Garden, Dream as If You Never Wake Up, by Hans. I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know whether that's like a pen name or for those who still believe in fairy tales or what. But this is a lovely book. With a good picture book, you don't really need to be able to read the words to know what's going on. And I love getting children's books and like illustrated books from other nationalities, other cultures. It's nice to see how other cultures do things, because what I'm in the UK. What us in the UK expect from a children's book might not be the norm in another country or in another culture. So it's always good to see. What I like about this one is that it is obviously, it's all been hand done. Well, as far as I can tell. But you can see all the texture of the paper that they've used. And I love this one. So it's like flicking through their sketchbook. Granted, a very well finished sketchbook. These are definitely finished illustrations. But see all the texture that they've got? It's delicious. And even if I can't work out what's going on in there, they're just such beautiful pictures that I'm going to have loads of fun looking at them. But before I get on with anything, I need to do 45 minutes of business records because I'm so far behind with my business records and we're in a new tax year now. So I really need to get going. I've got until January to submit them, but I don't want to leave it that long again. I want to get my business records done and finished and out the way, and then I don't have to think about them. I used to do my business records every Friday, and that's the only thing work-wise that I would pencil in on a Friday. So once I'd done my business records and I'd caught up, basically putting all of my receipts of things that I'd bought and inputting all of the income that I'd made in my business into my business records on a Friday, I was free to do whatever I wanted and it felt really nice. But in 2023, I took a year away from like actively designing things to sell in my business. My small business is Embers and Ink. And I focused mainly on sketching and sketchbooking, and I joined in some illustration courses. Anyone who's watched me before will have heard me talk about this at length. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because, you know, I don't want to bore anyone. But I joined some illustration courses, took a year out, explored my style, had a bunch of fun sketching, and basically got out of the habit of doing my business records because all I wanted to do was go out with my sketchbook or sit down in my studio with my sketchbook and sketch and draw and do messy sketches. And it just felt too much of a drag to do my business records, but you know, I am paying for it now. So once all of these are caught up, I'm getting back to my Friday afternoons. That's the only thing I'm penciling in. Anything else is a bonus. business record day, for sure. Rolly is such a pal. He always comes and sits on top of, you can't tell that that's a sofa bed, but it is a sofa bed. There's just so much stuff on top of it, you can't really see it. But he always comes and sits on top of that sofa bed when I'm doing some work. So he's such a proper studio bud. I love it. I love it. His big brother Dave was like that as well. Dave is this guy here. And he is my old cat. They weren't really brothers, but you know, see how much they look alike. Oh. And this is the guy who my book, Our Dave, was written all about. He was an absolute delicious boy. I miss him every day. Every day. Right, so I'm finished my business records. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to catching up, which it's the dream. It's the aim. I don't really know what to do. Oh, I need to tidy up. Just looked at my desk. So I need to tidy up. I think maybe I'll get some paints out. You know what I might do as well? You know what I've got in here? So in here I have a bunch of sketchbooks that... Hang on, this is Rolly's cupboard. So he's just going to come and explore to make sure everything's as it was. Yeah, is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah, that's okay. Good boy. Right, I've got a bunch of sketchbooks here, which, if you've watched my sketchbook tour video, I'll link it above if you would like to see it, or in the video description. I've got a bunch of these relatively expensive watercolour sketchbooks, which I didn't finish because the pressure to finish, the pressure to sketch in a sketchbook that has cost more than £1 or £2, it's just too much. So I've got like pages and pages and pages left in these watercolour sketchbooks. So I never take them out. The last time I used this one was 2019. Last time I used this one was 2019. Hardly anything used in that one. These are some from the Scilly Isles. Year undocumented, but it's probably around 2018, 2019. So I was thinking maybe getting some of my sketches, my quick sketches that I've done in my cheaper sketchbooks, and working them up into something else. I'm going to have no pretensions about them being more finished or anything, but I've got pages to use up in these sketchbooks, and I can't see myself using them if I take them out. So I might as well use them as a way of just getting some muscle memory worked and practiced. Yeah, I'm going to do that today. But first, another cup of tea is in order. So this feels quite cathartic. The difference between how I used to draw and how I draw now, I mean, it's all me, but it was so much more uptight before. I was scared to make mistakes. So for example, this was me drawing from life. I was afraid to make mistakes. As soon as I couldn't get the face right, I just stopped. I used to like drawing from pictures, so I would practice drawing people from pictures. So uptight, realistic, but so uptight. Now, after my year out, after my like time in my sketches and getting used to seeing my own messy hand, I know it's not realistic, it's more expressionistic, it's more illustrative, but man, I love it so much more life in there. And this feels quite cathartic, using my unused watercolour sketchbooks that have been unused for so many years. And now I'm going to take some of these. I think I might just start with the one I showed you before. This one here. And just get my watercolours out and splodge some paints onto there. I'm practicing drawing backgrounds because I know that I focus quite heavily usually. So for example, this page here. I see a person and I want to draw the person. I don't draw the backgrounds. I'll draw the person that's in that shot. In the shot, but you know, like in my scene, in my face. So now I'm trying to practice, even if it's just the hint of a background, I'm trying to practice adding a few backgrounds in. I mean, I can add backgrounds. It's just something that I don't tend to do when I'm sketching. So I'm trying to practice. I'm trying to practice it so it becomes less of an unusual occurrence. So for example, that guy there who was on his phone, he didn't need a big background. He was just standing in front of a window. So I put a rough window around him. I know it's a really rough page, but that's what I'm practicing doing. Even if it's just one line to suggest that they are in a setting. A seagull on a post with a bit of the pier behind it. It's a seagull in a setting. So that's kind of what I'm practicing doing. And that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take some of these sketches and I'm just going to roughly, quickly, in a timed sketching kind of vibe, without actually timing them, get my watercolours out and just roughly work up some of these into coloured sketches. I don't necessarily want them to be more finished. I just want to practice adding colour to stuff, and if nothing else, just use some of the pages of these books. So there we are. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I'm going to leave it here now, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, let me know in the comments, and if you wouldn't mind giving me a little like or a subscribe even, that'd be great, because it helps me reach other lovely people like you who enjoy my videos. If you don't enjoy it, that's fine. My videos aren't going to be for everyone. Just, you know, you don't have to watch me again, that's fine. But if you did enjoy it and you would like to see me again, those are the best ways to get more of me: commenting, liking and subscribing. And remember guys, if you don't like me, just don't comment, because if you comment, the algorithm thinks that you like this kind of stuff because you're engaging with it. So just a little FYI, if you got to the end and you suddenly want to fire off an unpleasant message, just remember that if you do that, you'll probably see more of me. So anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. So until the next one, bye.